Shalom. Kol Holo Yahweh Bashum Yahweh Shah Bashum Rakach Wadash. The bonds of the apostles, the bonds of the elders, at Great Millstone, Ruel. It taught me this truth. Much respect to you brothers out there just preaching his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of earth. Tabernacle David, hopeful elect, and speckled bird. To you I say, Shalom. Let's get into this lesson. It's just going to be a quick hit through the spirit. For those that have not watched that movie that just came out called Zootopia 2, right? Because me and the brother spoke about it at camp. Me just going into it thinking it's just a little kids movie, bringing the kids to go watch it, thinking it's a little kids movie, but it's actually very, very spiritual. So it sparked me to do this lesson, man, right? And there's many inventions that Jake has made. Matter of fact, as you see down here, you can pretty much look it up. A lot of the inventions that Jake has made, right? That a lot of people, take for granted or don't realize, especially the Edomites. But it says down here, right? This is just a selection. Hundreds of black, all right, Jake, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, right? And speckled bird are people scattered abroad. It's going to come in looking like the other nations as well. But the spirit bears witness with our spirit that they are the children of power, right? But anyways, just a selection of hundreds of Jake inventors have received U.S. patents since 1821. Even while facing slavery, segregation, and discrimination that made patenting extremely difficult. Many more contributions went unrecorded or were credited to others, right? And what happened in that movie is Zootopia, right? The snake, which in this case, to the movie, right? The snakes, that was Jake right there, right? That was Jake. The other reptiles, which was ostracized as well, right? You can also equate them to the other tribes as well, right? And then you had the lynx. Hey, that's Esau all the way. All right, the lynx. As I get in the scriptures that I'm going to get, all right, increasing, taking lands, oppressing the man and his heritage, as it just said right here, right? Many more contributions went unrecorded or were credited to others, right? The snakes made that patent for the weather machine, if I'm not mistaken, right? In the movie. And so the lynx framed them, right? The accuser of thy brother framed them and said that they killed the turtle, right? And so they can take the patent and say that they made the patent for themselves. Let me get the scripture, right? Jeremiah 10 and verse 16. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things. You see that? He is the former of all things. It's nothing like us, man. We creating things. We building things, right? This world technically wouldn't be running without us. Literally, man. Right? Jake makes the world go round. The people copy your swag. They want to be like you. They want to dress like you, dance like you, but they don't want your blues. And even in the midst of your blues, they still couldn't take you down. So anyways, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. Right? So Jake is like that, man. And so many inventions, man. So many inventions that you just go down here, man. Blood bank, open heart surgery. Matter of fact, you had this Jake here where I live at. He was great at being an open heart surgeon, man, operating on people's hearts. Pretty much giving them a second chance. Now, people, the diet here is trash. The food here is trash. But regardless, if people would take care of themselves, perhaps they wouldn't have to deal with those things. But anyways, this getting back to it, this Jake was supremely great with his hands with open heart surgery, and he ended up passing away a couple weeks ago. It's just they don't know what happened. Me just speaking as a man, you know, regardless, the Lord calls your number. Lord calls your number, but I'm thinking to myself, I wouldn't be surprised if Esau Edom took him out, just like all these herbalist doctors, like Dr. Sebi. Esau Edom just went out and took out a whole bunch of them right before the Great Plague, right? But yeah, as you see right here, so many things, man. The mop, gas mask, third rail subway system, home security system, refrigerated. Look at that, man. Traffic light. Uh, it's probably not even on here. Portable X-ray machine. It's probably not even on here, but I spoke about it at Kemp. There was this woman, Jake woman, that created the pretty much the heating and cooling system that is within your house. You know, a woman, Jake, created that, man. How you feel, feel comfortable at your house, just turning on the heat, turning on the air. Hey, Jake created that, man. But here it is, you got Esau Edom in his supreme wisdom. And he wants to do away with you, Jakes, man. Hey, without us, your world will be very uncomfortable. I'll say it like that, right? I got this right here. I remember. Ooh, Slakia. It's late night for me. Gotta go to bed. Slakia. Elder Malcolm speaking about pretty much the light bulb, how Jake made that. So I pretty much looked it up in the AI. And of course, a lot of things the AI gets right, and a lot of things, right, they get wrong. And so in this particular point, right, because I remember, once again, that's why you got to look up things, right? Elder Malcolm talking about this. How if I'm not mistaken, as it says right here, Lewis Lampterman, Latimer, right? He was pretty much the one that actually created the light bulb, right? If I'm not correct, please correct me. But I pretty much looked it up in the AI. But the AI says that Thomas Edison was the one that actually created. And we just read, right? Many of our inventions were credited to others, right? Thomas Edison was pretty much credited for taking Jake's idea, right? But anyways, it goes into it, and let's say even if Thomas Edison created it, look what Jake did when he got his hands on it. This is just to play devil's advocate. Look what Jake did, right? Made a major improvements that help turn it into a reliable mass produced product. Without Latimer's contributions, the light bulb as we know it would not have been widespread so quickly. He is widely and correctly celebrated as a key figure in history of electric lighting, right? But no, you hear about Thomas Edison. You don't hear about Jake, right? And he pretty much, as the elder was going into, he pretty much won the lawsuit. But of course, this is Esau Edom's kingdom. He got to brush it under the rug, man, and teach that, oh, no, my people made it. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get some scriptures. Once again, man, that movie, Zootopia 2, if you want to watch it, watch it. It was a very, very spiritual movie. It goes into never trusting thy enemy, A little spoiler warning for those that have not seen it, right? Goes into never trusting that enemy because you had that Lynx that pretty much acted like he was helping the gang, man. I'm for your cause. But it came out and he showed his true colors, as you read in Sirach 12 and 10, and he showed his true colors and that he was actually in it for his own people, to show his people that, hey, I'm doing this for y'all, so I can get some gain and recognition so y'all can stop looking down upon me, man. And that's pretty much the MO of the serpent. He'll beguile you. He'll use smooth, buttery words. He'll act like he's your friend, but really, behind the scenes, this boy's plotting. That's why it says, never trust thy enemy. All right. Proverbs 20 and verse 17. Food gained by fraud is sweet to a man. So yeah, I got this, man. I got it. Right? But later, his mouth is full of gravel. Right? Eventually, the Lord gonna get your ass, man. Right? You still in debt, which is not yours. The Lord's gonna get your ass for it, man. Habakkuk 2 and verse 6, another classic scripture. Shall not all these take a parable against him and to taunt a proverb against him, saying, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. That's what the Lynx was trying to do in the movie. Matter of fact, they have already, to cover up the patent and the wickedness that they did, they flooded a whole town with snow. Right? It's just that in real life, Esau Edom flooded a whole town with water. Bombed people. Killed our people, man. Right? Say they was doing this, doing that. Right? That's how the Lynx was moving. That's how Esau Edom is moving in real life. Right? They showed you the spirit of Esau Edom, man. Right? Anyways, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, and how long? And to him that ladeth himself that thick clay is that debt, right? Babylon the Great is trillions of dollars in debt, but they have the nerve to give you a credit score, man. Right? Michael 2 and verse 1, another classic scripture. Woe to those who devise this NLT. Woe to those who devise iniquity and plot evil upon their beds. At morning light they accomplish it because the power is in their hands. They're a wicked king. It's a wicked kingdom, man. Just because they can do it doesn't mean that you should do it. And so since they're the lump of clay that's made to dishonor the Lord and show the other nations and us how not to run and conduct the kingdom, they are being made as an example of that, right? Eventually, hey, they're going to be taken down, and this place is going to be a memorial to the other nations, how not to live your life. If you want to be like Esau Edom, this is what's going to happen to you, man. This man's wicked. They convert fields and seize them. They take away houses. They deprive a man in his home, a fellow, of his inheritance. They take your inheritance. They take your credit. You know, you did this great thing. Nah, nigga, we did this great thing. You know, blot your name out of remembrance. But that's okay. Your name is going to be blotted out of remembrance. Right? Let's see. Therefore, this is what the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua says. I am planning against this nation a disaster which you cannot free your necks. Then you will not walk so proudly, for it will be a time of calamity that is coming unto Esau Edom. See, all we got to do is preach the word. Do this work, feed the lambs of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Lord willing, we of the elect, and we're going to see the downfall of this man. Right? His sins has reached up into heaven. Right? Over here is found the blood of the prophets, the blood of our people. This man has built a town upon blood. So blood must be shed. Right? Slakia. Isaiah 10 and verse 1. Woe to those, NLT again, woe to those who enact unjust statutes and issues oppressive decrees. It's the way of the Edomite. That's how they move. To deprive the poor of a fair treatment and withhold justice from the oppressed of my people, to make widows their prey and orphans their plunder. This is the way of Esau Edom, man. Matter of fact, when you watch that movie, once again, them damn links, which is the Edomites, represented as the Edomites, they wanted to flood more towns with snow, right? Because links, their environment is filled with snow. It's pretty much what they run with. And, you know, you can look at the Edomite. They out here with a jacket, but damn shorts on, man. It's like, nigga, is you hot or cold? Shoot, even at my job, I'll be like, bruh, cold outside, but you got the damn fan on. They over here overheating, man. So, you know, they thriving in the cold. We over there, me and the brother was at camp. I mean, it was cold as hell, but the Edomites, man, they, hey, it's a winter wonderland for them, man. All right. But yeah, may close it out on that. But, you know, as you read, matter of fact, I'll get a little bit of this classic scripture, classic and basic scripture. But guess what? This basic scripture has a lot of meat on it. A lot of spiritual discernment on it, man. And how you should conduct yourself. Watch out for your enemy. Esau Edom, this is the main one that this is talking about. Sirach 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So just as if you would leave iron out, eventually eventually it will rust. Right? If you're not properly taking care of that iron, oiling it up, right, shining it, taking care of it, right, it's going to eventually start to chip and it's going to rust. So that is the way of the wickedness of Esau Edom. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. For thou shalt be unto him as thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. The way of the Edomite, man. Yeah, he humbled himself. Hey, that's what he did in the movie. Humbled himself, act like he's against his own family, act like he part of the gang. But nah, this man plotting to take you out, right? Set him not by thee, lest when thou have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. Or at thou last remember my words and be pricked therewith. You know, you're going to have to find the hard way if you don't take heed. Because this man, hey, he seeks to take your seat. right? And it reads, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nine wild beasts? You playing with fire, you gonna get burnt. Playing with a scorpion, playing with a venomous snake, you gonna get bit. Who's gonna pity you, man? Cause that was dumb. And that's how it is when you playing with Esau Edom. Let him sit beside you. Let him be your best friend. Ain't no nigga gonna pity you. He's gonna show his true horn soon. Right? Ooh. All right, so that's pretty much it. I gotta close it out. I gotta take my ass to bed. So